Yes, you! Welcome! Welcome to my cringe-worthy epic project of a YouTube channel. Sadly and fortunately, my idea of uploading just the random stuff that I like has gotten me 100 subscribers. So now I feel like I have to make something special for that. I don't even know who you people are, so it would be nice if you commented something or at least we get to talk about something and I get to know you. Also, if you're a good person, you can join my Discord channel, it's in the video's description. Feel free to join, I want to play games and talk about any subjects in life. Originally, I was going to make an introduction video to Hearts of Iron that I was putting off for months. But because I hit 100 subscribers at the same time, that makes me want to do something special that's going to be the most cringe-worthy thing I have ever made, most likely, and remain on my front YouTube page for a long time. Oh, Hearts of Iron. Where do I even begin? I saw the game on some YouTube video and immediately I saw interest in it. Because the game looked too complicated to learn at first, I cracked it. I wanted to redo the history of World War II as a weak nation of Yugoslavia and take over the world. But after many losses and getting conquered numbers of times, in the process I learned the whole history, and from the help of other YouTubers I learned how to play the game, and now I got so far that I'm even teaching others how to play. I have too many hours in the game and I have already taught 10 people how to play the game. Because I know the most efficient way of teaching people how to play, in the future maybe I'm going to make a short and informative full tutorial on how to achieve the dreams of your nation. I tried to get a lot of friends of mine into the game, but without the love for history and the leadership of your own country, although learning the game is possible, enjoying it on the other hand is not. So everyone who sees a point in that is invited to try this simulation out. This video is going to be a quick run through the basics of Hearts of Iron, while I do a commentary on how it works, what it has, and how it could be used also for other things. So sit back, try not to get overwhelmed, and try to make sense of the chaos that is this video. Okay, let's get started. Here I'm able to select between Ironman mode and historical AI focuses. That basically makes it where you are unable to save the game and roll back time to fix your mistakes. And if I would turn off historical AI focuses, it would make it so the AI goes alternative paths from World War II. Different countries would seek different ideologies and take different paths, align themselves with other factions. So we're going to leave this on for now. World War II will play out correctly. Maybe next time I'm going to show you how it works with historical focuses off. I'm going to start off as Germany, because Germany is the easiest to explain and play. First of all, I'm going to put the game in observe mode, which is able to spectate without playing. Here is the focus tree, where you choose your country's path and what is going to do. Here is the research for the infantry, support equipment, tanks, artillery, navy, air, industry, and other research. Here we are able to make different unit templates, division sizes, have different efficiencies and breakthroughs or defense. Here you are able to change the army general, build factories for materials and buy materials. Also there is an international market space. My joke is that I just call it Facebook Marketplace. There are also spies in the game, allowing you to change ideologies of different nations and decisions. Here we can see the AI picking decision demilitarize Rhineland, which was a land between France and Germany, which the military was not allowed to enter in. Here I just wanted to talk about the state of the world a little bit. You can see that Africa has been divided between France, Italy, Portugal, and Britain. Britain still owns an empire, which is the main isles Canada, Africa, South Africa, India, and Australia. They're all going to be in the war to fight against the Axis. You can also see Comintern, which was the USSR. USA at that time had depression, like it's gonna happen soon. But it stayed isolated until the end of the war. That's basically it. In the game there is also Spanish Civil War. Here I decided to speed it up so you can quickly see how units fight each other and how the battle ends in nationalist victory. In the meantime, Germany has decided to historically annex Austria in 1938. When you're playing the game, you select the units and you right click on the opposite tile, but right now we are in spectator mode and there is peace, so we are unable to do that. Now comes the part that has gotten me excited about this game. In the game there are historically accurate tanks, airplanes and ships. In the airplanes you can see the Bf-109 and there are also going to be 3D models of them flying around later. There are historical tanks such as Panzers, Tigers, T-34s, Shermans and many more other vehicles used to win battles. There is also a trade for resources and materials such as fuel, aluminium, iron, chromium and tungsten. When you are lacking resources, you can buy them with civilians' factory. You can also make your own refineries that produce rubber. In the game DLC, there is also a thing called Tank Designer that allows you to customly configure your tank with different turrets, guns, wheels and other accessories. There is also a designer for planes that allows you to have different airframes and armor. This is standard infantry template and standard tank template that Germany starts with. The Air Force works by getting either green, yellow or red air. You click on the custom zones and select which missions the airplane is going to do. In the ships there are different subsections of the sea and they are fighting for the naval supremacy. There is a running joke among the Hearts of Iron players that even the generals with 5,000 towers don't know how to use the navy, but neither does Japan. Here is a little bit more boring part of the world, the Japanese-Chinese War. You can see that China in 1938 was in shambles. There are many different factions that band together to defeat Japan. Taiwan still belongs to Japan and Communist China is just the start of an idea. The Germans successfully took Sudetenland, which is Czechoslovak territory. They say that there are many Germans living there, but the country was not even invited to decide their own fate of the land. O nas, prez nas. All countries have different historical ideologies. The idea of Italy was that they should take the Suez Canal, which would allow them to control the Mediterranean Sea. While Germany continues to conquer Czechoslovakia, they're getting ready to attack Poland. I sped up the game a little bit so you can see what happens over time. Here is the start of the Soviet-Finnish War, for which Soviet Union started to secure its position of Leningrad. After barely winning against Finland, the border changed. There are naval invasions in the game which Germany did to ensure Norway, which gives it an income of iron. Now slowly Germany starts preparing for cancelling the non-aggression pact between the Soviet Union and attacking it in Operation Barbarossa. While more countries in the Balkans are joining the Axis to support the Italian war against Greece, Yugoslavia decided to join the Axis as well, but due to instability in its government there was a coup that supported the king, and because of that it got invaded and dismantled to secure the stability in the Balkans. Fun fact, the British and their colonies drive on the left because of the historical horse battles. Both opponents were driving the horse on the left because they were holding a spear in the right hand. While the battle for the Mediterranean and Suez Canal continues, Italy is slowly starting to lose the war. Italy is getting the Suez Canal. Although it's not historical, sometimes different victories will happen in the game, but the outcome of the war will always be the same. In the game there are also decisions to form custom historical countries, such as United Arabia, Roman Empire, European Union, Unified China, Slavic Union, Anglosphere Empire, and many other different unities. In the start of Operation Barbarossa, Germany was very successful because Soviet Union did not believe they were under attack. At the start they were very successful due to a lot of encirclements of the Red Army. They planned to win the war until the end of winter, but they are surprised when the ground started to freeze. Without proper winter clothes, the Wehrmacht became stuck in the front of the three largest Russian cities, Leningrad, Moscow and Stalingrad. Every land that is conquered in the game has resisting partisans that is sipping on your manpower and equipment. Although Germany was successful in being seen as liberators of the Baltics and Ukraine, those states were not enough to flip the war in German victory. Germany also failed in taking out the United Kingdom. In this gameplay, Germany got a little bit more land than it originally did, but because of the long supply lines and underestimating the size of the opponent's strength, they were still stopped on the similar lines. To quote the mustache man, if somebody told me that the nation has 6,000 tanks, I wouldn't believe you and I would call you crazy. The Axis is beginning to have a downfall. With successful invasion of Italy, Britain will be able to convince Italy to switch sides. Also, because Japan drags the United States into the war, the power of the Allies becomes too great for the opponents to handle. Fun fact, Yugoslavia was one of the only nations who had successfully liberated itself. Although the territories they should have gotten back was not really enough, a big contribution to Germany losing the war were the French, Polish and the Yugoslav partisans, causing chaos behind the enemy front lines, costing them valuable resources and manpower that was needed in the front. In this simulation, a lot of historical battles happen such as Dunkirk, Battle of Stalingrad and the Operation D-Day. Historically, the Soviet Union and the Allies met near Berlin. Germany fights until the last man. After that, there is a peace deal that makes it so there are historical occupied zones for each country. The map is currently not completely historically accurate, such as Poland and Czechoslovakia and Hungary, Romania, Yugoslavia and Bulgaria not having the right borders, but with each game there is a little bit of a different outcome. World War II ended when the Japan surrendered to the United States. In real life, that surrender came because of nuclear weapons. In the game, the research of such takes way too long, so 9 times out of 10, Japan is defeated by a naval invasion, although you're also able to end the war by nuking them. If you made it this far, thank you for watching the whole video. This was a little bit harder to make than I originally anticipated. I wanted to do just a casual voiceover recording, but that later turned into a long editing session, a voiceover in the script that took a lot of energy. And it took a lot of real power to make. I literally had this video in Adobe Premiere opened for 1 month before completely attending to it and finishing it. Next time, if I do something like this with Hearts of Iron, It's going to be a game that you guys suggest or something alt historical to show you how the game acts when the historical is off. And sooner or later, I will have to introduce you to my World War III mode that we roleplay in the server most of the time, because I want this to be an actual thing and something that's played a lot. Anyway, you're invited to come to my Discord to chill out and talk about life, play different video games, maybe suggest some videos, and yeah. I'm on computer too much, so I will be delighted to have some company and meet new people and make new friends. Thank you for watching.